In this video, we'll look at how scenes work in SAVI and how to create a custom scene. I'll be using SAVI version 3.5, but everything covered will apply to any version of SAVI 3. This is Facility View with a custom scene currently active. We have all our endpoints in the middle, filters on the left, and sources on the right. For the filters, you can see there's several different types here. Besides all the physical locations, I can also filter by device type, floor level, and a combination of rooms. All these filters are within collapsible filter groups. For my various sections of endpoints, I have my displays broken down into landscape and portrait displays, and I have preset buttons, allowing me to quickly select a large number of devices and route new sources in a couple of seconds. I was able to include all these features by defining them within a custom scene. Let's contrast this with the standard main scene, which is the default in a new project. You can see I only have one filter group with the standard locations now, and there aren't any custom preset buttons. All my displays are in a single large group instead of being separated by orientation. Using custom scenes makes navigating and controlling a SAVI system much easier and more intuitive. To manage all your scenes and locate the scene editor, open the Facility View menu and click Switch Scenes. This brings up the scene modal. All existing scenes are located and managed from here. If I want to switch to another scene, I just click it and the scene becomes active for my browser only. Other users or devices showing Facility View will be unaffected. You can see in this scene, Facility View is much more refined. Getting back to the scenes modal, if I click the ellipsis on main, you can see the edit and delete buttons are grayed out. This is for a few reasons. Main is the standard default scene that always contains everything within a project. This includes all devices, zones, and macros, where a custom scene only shows what the editor has specifically curated. This means if you're using a custom scene and later add some displays to the bar, they won't show up in the scene until you manually add them in. Another reason is that Facility View must always have an active scene, so main being permanent prevents users from accidentally deleting all scenes. When it comes to creating a new scene, there are two methods. The first is to simply duplicate the main scene and then edit the copy to contain only the things you want, and then add in the preset buttons and custom filters. The second is to click New Scene and start with a fresh slate, adding in every device manually. This could be a good idea if you're creating a very small scene and just need to add a few devices. Now I'll go to my full venue and open the scene editor like this. At the top, I have the standard options of renaming, setting, or clearing the scene as a default, and then deleting the scene altogether. Know that whichever scene is marked as the default will be the active scene whenever a user first navigates to Facility View. Beneath this are the two main tabs in the scene editor, Sections and Filters. As a reminder, Sections deals with the sections of endpoints in Facility View. The order that I drag these here relates to the order that they show up in Facility View, so if I wanted audio zones at the top, I could do that like this. Earlier, we saw how I had two sections of displays, one for landscapes and one for portraits. For this example, I've deleted the second section so we can walk through the process of creating it. I'll click Add New Section and choose Displays for the type, and then drag it directly under the landscape displays. Now I'll rename it Portrait Displays and simply select all the portrait displays in the project. This process is much easier if you use the search field, so naming your displays intuitively and consistently will help here. Now I'll edit the landscape section and remove all the portrait displays so they don't show up twice. Since the scene editor automatically saves changes to the server, I can check in Facility View now to verify, but know that you may have to hit refresh in your browser to see the changes. While we're looking at sections, I'll go ahead and make some preset buttons as well. I'll make one to select all the even number displays in the bar, and another to select all the odds. Under Landscape Displays, I'll click Create a Preset, and then select it. I'll name it Bar Evens, and then select all my even-numbered bar displays. Then I'll do the same thing for odds. This looks good, so I'll do a quick check in Facility View again to verify. Now we'll look at filters and filter groups. Here I have all my filter groups. If I expand one, you can see all the filters within it. While sections can only have one type of device, filters can have any combination. For the type filters I've made, you can see it only shows the devices related to that type. Remember that in the main scene, the only filters available are the locations you've made in Creator, all under the single group named Locations. Creating new groups and filters in a custom scene works the same way as sections and preset buttons. Simply create one, name it, and then click on everything you want in that filter. Now I'll test this one out. As a reminder, any new equipment added to the project needs to be manually selected in any scene you want it to appear in. For this reason, we highly recommend saving scene customization till the end of your project configuration, once all your equipment has been added to the project. When configuring users and roles, know that you can lock specific scenes behind certain roles, meaning you can restrict access to different scenes for different users. And lastly, only the administrator login can edit the scenes themselves. This concludes our video on custom scenes. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more SAVI training videos.